Well, Christmas came early. Christmas came a couple days early. Listen, man, I, this team stresses me out. It really does, guys. This team stresses me out. It stresses me out because you know we have games like this, but we go on the road and we're not on the road. We're at home against a playoff caliber type team. That's what the Cardinals are. They're a playoff caliber type team. And we came in and played a great game. Again, the defense, they they are what they are. They are what they are. It's a lot that side of the ball needs. They need a lot, and I mean a lot on that side of the ball. J.C. Horn is struggling this season, and I think a big reason of why he's struggling is because he doesn't have any help. Like he has no help whatsoever. You look at the coverage and the run, being able to stop the run, all of that stuff plays, it coexists. I take the W, but I'm not impressed. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. The Panthers actually impressed me today. They really impressed me today. I won't say that I wasn't impressed. I was very impressed with what I saw today. And the reason why I was impressed was because they did something that they have not been able to do over the last couple of weeks, and that was finish, right? Granted, we let the Cardinals back in the game in typical Carolina Panther fashion. We were up big, up 2 to 3 scores, and we let them back in the ball game. Right? That's typical Carolina Panther football. That's what we do, right? Like we play good all game long, and then we fold in the end. But today, we bent, but we didn't break. The defense again can't stop the run. James Conner, before he got injured, he was running down our throat all game long. We've given up probably 7 or 8 straight 100-yard rushers. We've given it up. Like, literally, we just can't stop the run on the defense side of the ball. Also, the secondary is getting caught a lot. They're getting caught sleeping a lot. I think J.C. Horn has not played. He's had a solid season, but it hasn't been great. I think he's had a lot of penalties on him this year. I think he struggled with one-on-one coverage a lot this season. And teams and quarterbacks are not afraid to throw it his way. They're not afraid to throw it his way. They're not afraid of that. They're not afraid of testing J.C. Horn. And again, that's probably a product of him not having much around him. Again, football is the ultimate team sport. You have to do your job so that other people can do their job. But again, I'm going to give the defense credit. Shout out to Big Bro, everybody that, been saying over the last couple of weeks. Listen, they made the plays that they needed to make today. They did. They made the plays that they needed to make. Again, gave up a ton of ground, yardage on the ground, but made the plays that they needed to make. That's what you want to see out of this Carolina Panther team. Today, when you weathered the storm, when the Cardinals stormed back, you didn't fold. The offense stayed efficient. Bryce Young played a hell of a game today. Again, I will say it. He's our quarterback of the future, right? The Panthers are not going to make any changes there. What's good with everybody, man? Shout out to everybody. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We just getting started up. I know we late, but we just getting started up, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Life is Just a Wave podcast, man. We're in the building. But again, you had opportunities today, and you didn't fold on those opportunities. You kept doing what you needed to do. The offense kept making plays that they needed to make. You didn't see them get really stagnant. You didn't see Canales get, conservative with his play calling. Chuba Hubbard had a hell of a day. He had a hell of a game today. A hell of a fucking game today, Chuba Hubbard did. So you have some things to build on. Again, this was a playoff type caliber game against a team that had to win it. The Cardinals had to win it today. If they didn't win it, They were eliminated from the playoffs was exactly what happened. They had to win it today. So they came out and they won it. The Panthers spoiled the surprise. They spoiled them. They eliminated them from the playoffs. So I wanted to see how the Panthers responded in this type of environment. Were you going to just lay down, or were you actually going to step up to the plate and finish some of these tight games that we've been playing over the last couple of weeks? We finished today. That's exactly what I want to see from this team going forward. Right now, you won. You're probably going to finish with a top 10 pick. You may get another win over these next 2 weeks. I didn't see it. I'll be the first one to tell you here. After last week's debacle against Dallas at home, I didn't see the Panthers coming out playing as well as they did today. So impressed. I am very impressed with what I saw today. The Cardinals made more errors than us, but we finished like you said. But Omar, I 100% agree. Listen, the Cardinals had several penalties on them today. They had a lot of calls today that set them behind early in the game. The offense didn't get started up till late in the game. So yes, I will say that the Cardinals made some mistakes today, right? But I want to give the Panthers credit finally for taking advantage of those mistakes. That's what the good football teams do. They take advantage of those mistakes. That's what you have to do to win football games in the National Football League. You have to take advantage of the mistakes. And that's what the Panthers did today. Again, it wasn't pretty. It's not pretty. It's far from a finished product, right? But I will say, for once, out of the last couple of weeks, I am very, very satisfied with what I saw out of this team today. Again, giving up the run like we gave up the run this year, that's going to happen. You just don't have enough talent on the defensive side of the ball. You just don't. You don't. The pass rush wasn't there today at all. You have no pass rush at all. We brought Kyler down maybe 1 or 2 sacks with a pocket collapse. Outside of that, we can't consistently get pressure on the quarterback. Also, again, the linebacking play is almost how you stop the run. Bryce will definitely be here next year. It's without a question of a doubt. He's played his way to another year in Carolina. There's no question about that now. He's played his way into another year. Listen, Bryce Young played phenomenal today, man. He played phenomenal today. But the reality of it is, guys, even with Bryce Young playing how he's playing, we don't have any wide receivers, man. We don't. We don't have wide receivers. It's taking too long for guys to get open, and then the only guy that's getting open is a 35-year-old Adam Thielen. Something is to be said about that. Something is to be said about that Adam Thielen is consistently every week being our best receiver. You have a problem. That's a problem that needs to be fixed. If he's your number one wide receiver every week, you have a problem. And it has to be addressed this offseason. You don't spend any more draft capital on the wide receiver room. You don't do it. Don't spend any more amount of money on the wide receiver room. You just can't do it. You can't afford to do it. You've already invested too many draft picks into the wide receiver room. You got to go get you a veteran. You need a reliable veteran that you can come in here that can be another comfort blanket for Bryce Young. You can't draft another wide receiver though. You just can't do it. And I don't know why, but Jatavian Stevenson, man, Sanders he's been out of the offense the last couple of weeks. I would have loved to see him get a little bit more targets today, man, but he's been out of the offense for the last couple of weeks that he's been back. I know he was hurt for a game, but he came back, I think, last week or maybe the week before last. He hasn't been involved in the offense as much over the last couple of weeks, and I'm not really sure why. A team win for sure, absolutely. Again, I'm here to give credit where credit is due. That's one thing you guys can't say about big fucking Wavez. Listen, Wavez is going to give credit where credit is due. I'm hard on this football team. I'm super hard on this football team. Pause. But the reality of it is that we have been inconsistent at best. But 4-11, you're two more games above where you were this time last year, and you may win another one. You may get to 5, which was my season prediction. Before all of this shit happened this season, you can go back to my videos, go back to it. You can go back to it and you will see that I predicted the Panthers to win 5 games this season. That was my total for the season. 5 wins. That's all that I predicted the Panthers getting, and then we're at 4. I think that we get maybe one more. It's a possibility. We got Big Bro in the building. Big Bro, go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Overall, man, great team win today to finish up at home. With a win, man. We're at 4 wins for the season. As I said weeks ago on the pod, I think we can at least get 2 more. Um, before the end of the season, we got our one today, and I think we can get one between the Bucks and the Falcons over these next 2 weeks. But yeah, this was a confident booster for this team in front of the fans. Especially how we've been playing good and came out last week. People thought we took a step back. How we played last week, and for them to come out of the day, both sides of the ball, put a complete game together. Again, we scored 36 points. Hell, I think that's the highest total we've had all year, if I'm not mistaken. That's the highest we done scored in the game all season. So the offense definitely did their thing today. We know what we got with the defense. You know, Again, man, I'm gonna say this. Man, some people may not agree, but Ejero, what he's been able to do with what he has on the field, which is in mud on the defensive side of the ball. You know, I would say, man, he deserves to come back. I would like with some better players. We know what he's capable of with some good players. Again, a season ago, our defense was our best side of the ball, and even with this group that he has, um, I think he's done a fantastic job, man. Again, he's making lemonade without the lemons, guys. Let's just call it what it is. Uh, you know, he uses something else to try to just get through games. But I think he deserves to come back. Get another shot if he don't get a head coaching job. I think he deserves to be back with some better players. Secondly, I've been saying this on the pod. If those who ain't sold, hey, Bryce is the guy. We ain't gotta have that conversation no more. The dude made
Yeah,
some
he's
incredible
definitely the
throws.
guy.
You look at the numbers wise, you can say, well, his numbers will, look. Again, it wasn't again, quarterbacking is not just about the numbers. You
Game
look at the
management. That's what he's
throws,
done.
escaping, the ability, keeping plays alive, keeping drives alive. That's what goes into quarterback play. Bryce came out today, man, played well. I mean, there was 2 throws I would say was incredible NFL high level play on the first drive. The one that Thielen dropped, incredible ball placement. Couldn't get no better place than that, where you can put the ball on that long one that he dropped in the first quarter. Second one, the touchdown to David Moore. Incredible throw, incredible ball placement, man. I
Even better
mean,
catch. Yeah, it was.
yeah, I mean, no, yeah, great catch, absolutely. But I'm just saying, man, it's he put the ball where only the receiver could get it. Those are high level quarterback play in the NFL. That's high level.
Bleezo, what
Um,
up with it, bro? What up with you, bro? Appreciate everybody
so,
pulling up to the live, man. Y'all know what time it is.
but yeah, man. So he's the guy. We got to get some pieces around him. Me and Wade talked about this all line, man. We definitely need a receiver, like we've been saying, a number one receiver to help. Bryce, man. We need a number one guy, a true number one
You
guy
do.
that
You
can
do.
go make plays, consistently at a high level. We need a number one guy. Also, I said this offline. We need a slot guy. We need a fast slot guy who can create mismatches in the slot for receiver. like a Ted Ginn type of guy that we had, man, when during our last Super Bowl run. We need a guy like that can fill in the slot. We can move around, that can make some plays for us and kill them with the speed. Tight end play, you know, Sanders again. I don't know the deal why he hasn't been more involved, but Trimble's actually been playing good.
He
Trimble had
has.
a couple today, made a couple
Yeah.
plays. So again, I don't know if that's the reason why, because Trimble play has gotten better over the last few weeks as well. Maybe that's why Sanders is not seeing the field as much. But again, I like both. I like both of the tight end. I like Sanders. I like Trimble. So I think we good at tight end. Um, we need a tackle, man. Iquanu to me, um, I still don't think we're good there. I think we probably should let him go or walk this season. I got to look at to see if his contract is up, but we need some more offensive line help. Our offensive line is solid. I think we got some pieces in place, man, that we can be
Yeah, the
better.
interior is fine. I'm not worried about the interior.
Yeah, the interior is
I,
good.
I think Taylor Moton is starting to come to the end of his career, and I also think that Ikami Kwanu, man, he's been a liability since he's gotten here.
Yeah,
Personally,
definitely in the pass game.
yeah,
Luckily, like I say, Bryce was able to stint some plays, man, with his feet, with some pressure in his face. But yeah, we got to get some help there. So then that takes. We already got a running back. We know what Chuba has proved. He's the number one back for this
yeah,
team.
he's it,
Um,
he's it.
yeah, so hopefully we can get the my man back, the running back, the rookie off
I don't even
injury.
think he's gonna be ready for next season, man.
Yeah, I mean it's a long
I
shot,
really
but
don't. I don't even think
yeah,
he's gonna be
yeah,
ready for next season. I think we probably won't see him, man, like in full fledged until if he does come back, it'll probably be the second half of next season, maybe week 9 or something like kind of like he was this year.
yeah. They're gonna take it even slower now, man, because again
Yep.
he re-injured the same knee. So yeah, we're good. Running back. We might want to add another one there, just a 1-2 punch with Hubbard. But I think we
We
got
got
our
young
lead back.
Pharaoh and Carl D in the background. I see y'all boys back there. I'm gonna pull y'all up, man,
Um,
after Big Bro get his shit off.
and then we'll go to. I'm almost done. We'll go to the defensive side, guys. We know what we need on defense, right? Pass rush, like Wade said. We got to have pass rush
Got to.
because in the NFL, you got to be able to put pressure on the quarterback. You got to get home with either your front four, or if you're in the 3-4, three, you bring a linebacker up. We got to be able to get some matchups there, some favorable matchups, like when we had Burns and a couple other edge rushers. Like we got to get a guy that can pressure the quarterback consistently.
Yeah, you need a
Um,
young stud. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Somebody that
they got us. I was looking at the latest mock draft.
you need a young stud.
Potentially, the guy from Penn State, edge rusher. He's
Abdul,
gonna be a high pick.
Abdul, Abdul. That's his name.
Yeah,
Abdul.
Abdul. Yeah. He's a potential high pick that might fall to us. So we should definitely take a look at him. But we got to get some pass rush, guys. We need pass rush. Secondly, we need linebacker play, right?
Got to.
Josie
Yes,
Jewell, he's been our best linebacker for us this year.
that's fact.
Um, I think he not played himself, back with us next year. We
I think
keep
he was locked
him
up for a
and
2-year deal anyway, so he'll be back.
okay, well he's in it for 2 years, so we bring him back, but we need more help at the linebacker play, man. I
You
like
don't have
the
enough speed on the outside. Like that's the
yeah,
problem.
definitely
Like
need speed there.
you need speed on the
Um,
outside at linebacker, man. In today's NFL to stop those running backs in open space. We don't have that. So
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. We need linebacker help. Shaq Thompson, like I say, I don't think I don't know if he's gonna be back next season. Coming off
hard to
the
say
injury.
right now.
Yeah, and it's just because I think it's a numbers game. Unless he take a major pay cut,
He's been
um,
doing that for like the last couple of years. He might not want to, man.
yeah, he
And I,
might. And again, I don't blame him. Go get your money.
yeah, and
I mean,
honestly,
but
man, I think he deserves the right to go to a contender, man, to try to play for a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
He's been with the Panthers, man. You got to remember, people
His
don't
whole
remember
career, we drafted him. Yeah,
right. He's been here since Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis. And those guys have
yep,
been gone for years, man. So
yeah. But he's the only holdover from that
yeah,
from
so
those teams.
I think
So
you let him go, man, and try to go, get with a contender, man. Even if he's coming in as just a part time role somewhere, but I don't think he
yeah,
needs to waste any more years here in Carolina. Not while we're rebuilding.
and then I'll say this lastly, secondary,
Oh yeah,
J.C. Horn.
he
So
struggled this season. Yeah,
he definitely did, but I will say this because he's our best corner. We know that for a fact, right?
yeah, without a doubt.
So I mean, if you can bring him back on a good deal again, I think he knows he may not get max money
I
unless a
think
team
he
is just
is.
desperate.
I think
Um,
he is gonna get max money, man, because like you can't afford to let another premier player walk. Like if you're Dan Morgan or
it,
you got to pay him whatever he's asking for. And again, he's earned the contract because you got to remember something, man. This is the first year. This is the most amount of games he's played in one season.
I mean, yeah, I expect it because again, it's a contract year.
Yeah,
That's
like
what guys do. They gonna battle it out and try to fight through it because they want to get paid. That's the goal, and I don't blame them, right?
but to
Um,
your defense, but to your point, I mean, he's had a lot of penalties on him this year, man. Like
Penalties and too, man.
yeah,
Um,
they trying him.
again, he done got roasted a lot too.
Yeah, they trying him. They definitely trying him,
So
man.
it ain't
They
like
trying him.
he just been a shut down corner.
But it's not all his
Um,
fault too,
no,
though,
it's
man.
not.
Like
It's not.
yeah, because
It's
he
the
don't have
scheme.
nothing
It's the
around him.
scheme.
Yeah,
Like he came, and said that Ivero's scheme don't allow him to travel with the best receivers, right? So that's why you see different matchups where number ones and he's not on number ones at certain times of the game because the scheme
yeah,
don't allow him to travel. So I get that. But I think depending on what the numbers is, definitely try to bring him back, right? Because again, we don't have nobody else, but we got to go get some secondary help as well, man.
yeah.
So, but
Jackson ain't it, man. Like, he ain't.
overall, I'm proud of the team, man. Today, guys, listen, before I get we can get one more win between Atlanta and the Bucks. Um, they can still compete for the playoffs. The Panthers can ruin somebody else's season, guys. Listen, that's what we're playing
No,
for. And
they,
like,
they they will ruin for one of these teams.
yeah, for one of them, absolutely, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
they will.
so. And I like what Bryson Canales said today when it was asked. And I watched the press conference, and I'll say this, and I'll be done. Um, when they asked, what it felt like to get the home win and how to end the season, you know, these guys, he said, our goal is to, build momentum going into next year, right? So if we can come off these next two games, man, with some momentum going into the off season, you know, I would love to win both of them, obviously. But if we can get one out of these two, man, I think that's a good, we're going to the off season feeling pretty good, man, about this team, and because we already know what we need. We just talked about it. We've been talking about that what we need this offseason to build around,
Yep,
Bryce. So overall, good job today.
yep. I mean, just a couple of your points, and we got Carl D and Young Pharaoh in the building. Hey, listen, man. I mean, I 100% agree. I think those areas are areas of need. Um, but man, what I'm really disappointed, man, is just how much draft capital we done spent in wide receiver help, man. And this our wide receiving core still look as bad as it did, man, 3 years ago. Um, like it's not. I watched that group today, man, a lot. Like I was watching the wide receivers, man. Guys just can't get separation, man. We don't have, like I said, I think we're missing that real, like you said, real speed element. Offensively, David Moore is a savvy veteran. I think it's good to have somebody like him on in your wide receiving room. But also, the room is just lacking like true playmaking ability. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Adam Thielen is still making plays. You got to give him credit, man, for his age and still be able to make the plays that he's making and get open. I'll tell you, man, the best play I saw him make of today, man, was that back shoulder throw over there on the sideline, man, where Bryce threw it up when he was under pressure, and he came back and he caught it before he went out of bounds, man. That was a hell of a play by Thielen, even better throw by Bryce. But I agree with all of that. I think, and I know Farrell will go speak on this, man, but I think Bryce Young is our future. I think that it's undeniable now, man. It's only 2 games left in the season. I think He's shown enough, obviously to earn him another shot next season. But guys, the only place you can keep going from here is up. Like we don't like. I've always taken this thing and looked at this thing as a building, like as a project. Like you had, it's this is progression. This is positive. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta keep building, man. Like we still got to keep going. But again, what I saw today was the Carolina Panthers finish, and that's something that I wanted to see them do, man, over these last couple of weeks. We got Young Pharaoh in the building. Go ahead, bro.
It was a good team win when it came down to it. And like he said, I don't believe in Bryce, but yeah, he deserves another year. I give him that.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
got
like
to.
we can't really draft a wide receiver. I feel like we just got to pay somebody because we don't miss since Cam. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to wide receivers,
Yeah, ever since
so they
Terrace
feel
Marshall
like they want
Jr.
to
Yeah,
pay somebody, then draft like defensive, ends and stuff like that. We see what he can do when it comes down to it. Like I said, I give him benefit of the doubt. He's gonna be the starter next year. I want to see what he does for a full season, not this. You know what I'm saying? Because of bad quarterback play and stuff like that. I think this was overall team on this one. They could have quit. They didn't. And shout out to Chuba Hubbard,
yeah. Hubbard is a
especially in the
dog,
run.
man.
Yeah, I give him credit right there. You know what I mean? I think Bryce had a good first half, made some, throws. I mean, went for 158, so I can't sit there and say he had a great game, but had a
Yeah, the
team
number. Yeah, no,
offensively.
I'm glad you brought that up, Pharaoh, because again, the numbers were not like popping off the charts, right? But again, I'm okay with game manager. Like don't turn. He didn't turn the ball over today. Don't jeopardize the game. Just make the
No,
plays
I'm
you need
just
to make to win.
yeah. Let me say this, ways. The reason of it, I'm still like say hesitant. I just know in the future you're gonna have to build a great team for him to win that way. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to hit hits. You're gonna have to have that team like Philadelphia or 49ers when they used to be good. I don't think that's gonna be a really good winning formula to do because I don't think Panthers never really had a team built like that. That's how I remember. But like I
Yeah,
said,
we're
I
not a
think
team
he's next year he's here. That's why I say I think next year or maybe the year after we see okay, is he gonna be the guy or is he not? And right
yeah,
now I can't honestly say he's gonna be the guy, but is he gonna be here next year? Yeah. I can't deny that.
yeah, he definitely. Carl D in the building. Carl D, what's good with it, bro?
What's up? What's up? First of all,
What's
I
going-
want to see how you feeling today.
Who me?
Yeah, because the last couple of weeks you've been
Hey,
man, they've been. I want to see
listen, man.
wins.
Listen, man. I listen. I mean, it's. I'm in the holiday spirit. That's where I'm at, man. I'm in
Oh,
the
okay.
holiday spirit. Christmas came a couple days early today, so I'm definitely in the holiday spirit, man. So, how about you, man? How you feel?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
What you think about today's
Oh,
win, man?
I love. I loved it. A lot of Panther fans, are probably pissed off because the draft position, which I don't care about draft position. I want to see
Fuck it at this
improve.
point, man. I mean, it ain't even
I'm
nothing we
like
can
you. I
do.
want to see W's. Um, I do have. Okay, you were talking about our receiving core.
Yeah,
Um, I look back and look. I went back and watched a few play film, and I also heard from some more people. You know, we give XL a lot of what you call it, but remember what they said when he was coming out that he was not a good route runner.
yeah.
Okay, now if you look at from what I can tell this year, if you look at it, XL is almost always open on every play. It just his problem is he needs to learn how to catch the daggone ball. I believe if he learns how to in the offseason learn to get them hands right, he just might be our number one because he got the speed and he has proven this year against even the elite corners that he can get open. What you think?
Nah, listen, man. I think Xavier Leggett, man. I mean, I think the jury is still out on him. I'm not 100% sure what role he's going to have with Carolina going forward. Um, but based off of what we saw this season, man, I still think that we can upgrade at the position, right? I think that we definitely can be better in the wide receiver room. You know what I'm saying? I'm just watching these top wide receivers, man, across the league just make plays. Man, you think about the plays, and I watched a lot of other games today. Like I was on Red Zone, man, and watching a lot of stuff. Watch Michael Penix debut, man, in New York. They got a big win, obviously, with the Giants, but the Penix era it started, and I think, man, that kid is gonna give the Panthers problems, man, in a couple of years. He really is. I think he's gonna
Yeah,
be a
that
solid.
scares
I
me.
mean,
Waves.
yeah,
It just scares me.
I think he has playmaking, like high playmaking potential, man. So I think he's gonna be good. It's gonna take some time, but they have all of the pieces around him. He's gonna be fine, and I think that Penix he's gonna give Carolina some problems, man, for some division years to come. But again, man, I just think that we can be a lot better in the wide receiver room, man. I'm not seeing a lot of guys, man, just force their way open. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing a lot of guys are being schemed open as opposed to just being like winning one-on-one, which you are supposed to get schemed open, man. But I'm not seeing like nobody just take over a game.
He's saying natural
Kind of,
ability where
yeah,
it ain't no
just like
grunt.
off of natural ability alone, man. Like so that's the thing that I feel like is missing from that. Like Adam Thielen should not be your number one wide receiver. Like that's not Adam Thielen wouldn't be the number one wide receiver probably on a lot of other teams in the NFL. Maybe every other team in the NFL. So um that has to improve. We got CLT in the building. CLT was good with it.
What's good, family? Everybody doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Um, I just want to say that it was a good win. I ain't gonna say I'm not impressed with the coaches now, to be honest, but win is a win. Um,
You say
I
you're
like
not
to see
impressed with the coaching staff?
no, I don't. I
Why?
don't think we should went to overtime. To be honest, uh, if we run the ball and we run the ball efficiently, we don't have
Yeah,
to.
I'm having a hard time hearing you too, CLT. It sounds like you're pretty far away from the mic. I don't know what's going on.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, a little bit better. Yeah, that's better.
Oh my bad. I got my earpods in. But what I was saying was, man, I feel like we could have managed the game better than the game. I feel like we should have ran the ball, and then when Bryce missed that throw out, I would have went for it. All they did was drive on the field and got there and get three. So I feel like we was already at the 50-yard line. So why not just go for it? But
Yeah, but
anyway,
I can't. I mean, I can't really blame that on coaching, man. Like,
because if we lose, we having a different conversation. Motherfuckers gonna say we
Yeah,
should have
but
went for it.
that was a good scheme he playing because they wasn't expecting it. It just Bryce just missed.
I'm saying I
Simple
would
as
have went
that.
for it
I
on fourth
mean,
down. Then on top
oh,
of that, right?
you talking about when they punted it on that 4th and 1 where they missed the
Yes.
Thielen?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I
Then,
oh, I
mean,
thought he was talking about
then,
that.
then no, not the field. 83. 80, he a new receiver, but basically he crept out right. Bryce just rushed it and missed him. Then we had to punt the
Yeah,
ball for their last one when they went up by two. What were they
yeah,
tied about
yeah,
two?
yeah. That was a good. Yeah, when Bryce missed
That
that
was
throw to
no, I
number
think no, I
84.
think it was a good scheme, right? But he should have went for it on fourth down because all they did was drive up the field. And then if you gonna punt it, right? Why the fuck are you allowing the drive road to have these 10 yards off? It's not making sense.
Oh, okay, okay. So
I don't
you
think
mean,
he
think
could
I
have
mean,
risked
you
that,
should get
brother.
him? Oh, okay.
So
yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, but that's a hard call in that time. I mean, you had to remember something, man. The Cardinals really wasn't playing well offensively. I guess that's kind of how he felt. Like the defense was giving us a chance all game, and granted, they were, man. Like
it's like you
we
can't.
couldn't stop the run. I mean, the run, but that's been an issue like, every week.
It's like you can't.
Yeah.
I think you
That's
can't
been an
Hey,
compare
be
issue. That's been
happy
an
old buddy got hurt too. If
I
that
think
right.
with the
running
defense.
back didn't get hurt.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have got hurt, man, he would have probably had a $150. You
But I'm
know,
saying,
so
I don't
Buck
feel like we
50.
should
I,
play
I think
conservative,
he would
man.
have went for about 200.
We play conservative
He
on
had
offense.
like 115.
That don't make sense. If you're gonna play conservative on offense to put them down the field, you have your corners up so you can get some keep for field goal, so you don't have to go to overtime. And like I said, if we don't win in overtime, what is the conversation that we have?
I get what you're saying though. Like granted, I mean it still was too close of a game. Like right, like I get it. As well as we played, we
And
still
it
won
shouldn't
in
have been a
OT.
close game because we was up 20-3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my point too. Is like as good of a game we played, we still won, in overtime. So I get what you're saying, how it shouldn't have been that close of a game, but I blame that a lot, man. It's just that the defense not able to get the stops that they needed. Like you gotta remember the Cardinals, listen, I told you guys last week and I'll continue to say it. When a team know that they can run on you all game, it changes the entire game. Because now they can eat, they can play the field of position, they can play time of possession, and on top of that, they're controlling the game. You're being controlled if a team can run on you all game. Like that's the
sure.
worst problem. That's the worst problem you can have as a defense in the NFL, not being able to stop the run because you can literally control the entire game, like all game long. And that's what the Cardinals were
That
doing. They
shit
were
tired
keeping,
you out too.
yeah, they were keeping the ball out of Bryce's hands. Like that's what they were doing. They kept giving it to Connor. Connor was getting about 6-7 yards a clip, man, like
Yep.
easily. He was getting that shit easily, man. So again, that's all stuff that we got to take in consideration, man, when we're talking about like. But that also is you don't have no talent on the defensive side of the ball. Like there's nobody there. There's no talent on that side of the ball. So you're gonna have to deal with a little bit of it. And you also got to remember Derek Brown is not out there. He's a run stop and D tackle. With him not being out there, it shows, because now teams can, they're running right up the middle on our asses. It's not like they're running to the outside. They're running straight up the middle because it's weak in the middle. The linebackers can't collapse on the runs quick enough, and the defensive line can't get the push that they need. So, hey, that's just the problem the Panthers are going to have. I don't think you blame that on coaching though, because I, and and I feel like this. We've been well. I ain't gonna say we because I feel like I haven't. But a lot of these motherfuckers have been hard on this coaching staff this season. Like I've been seeing like a lot of people, and I can't believe Christian ain't up here yet. But a lot of people have been hard on this coaching staff, man. And to Big Bruh's point, and to a lot of other people's point, y'all have to remember something, man. Just like this team is having to deal with this staff is also having to deal with this team. Y'all talking about that Bryce ain't got much to work with. Canales doesn't have much to work with. You got a bona fide running back who coming into this season, I didn't know if Chuba Hubbard, I think he played well at the end of last year. I didn't think he was going to have the kind of season that he's had, though, where honestly, Chuba Hubbard, man, is a top 5 back in the league right now. He really is. Go look at the statistics. He's a top 5 running back in the league. Like, he's been balling the fuck out this year, like, without a doubt. But you don't have you outside of that. You have Bryce Young, man, who's gotten better every week, and you don't have a lot of big playmaking names on the offensive side of the ball. And then on the defense, you were ravaged by injuries for what you did have at the beginning of the season, and now you're playing with a bunch of guys that would be 3s and 4s on other teams. Like, so
I mean,
give this
ways. Can I say
coaching,
this?
yeah, give this coaching staff some
I
motherfucking
don't even
like
think it
credit,
mattered if
bro.
we had Derrick Brown and stuff back because we seen what New Orleans Saints did to us on the first game. You know what I'm saying? They basically
Yeah, I'm
ran
not
that down
saying
our throats.
I'm not saying that he's going to single-handedly turn around the defensive fortunes, but he would help with what he's better than
Yeah.
what the
No,
fuck we
I'm just
got
saying
though.
ways. I just think
Yeah,
our defense was going to be trash this year either way. You
yeah,
know what I'm
without a
saying?
doubt,
That's what I'm saying.
without a doubt. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Like I thought it would still be maybe a top 20 unit, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad, man. The Panthers really
Nah,
can't stop
I
anybody.
thought the defense was going to be trash because we got rid of everybody on defense.
Yeah, we got rid of everybody and the injuries now piled up.
Yeah, that's what the difference was, the injuries from what you had. That's why I was saying coming into the season when everybody was healthy, I thought
Ye-
the defense would at least be, like serviceable. Like you get what I'm saying? But it's not. They've struggled, man. But again,
Yeah.
you need more talent. Like even if you look at the Cardinals, like look at. I want everybody to look. I don't know how much attention everybody pays to other teams in the NFL, but I'm always looking at these teams, man, and how teams went from trash to solid as quick as they did, and why the Panthers haven't been able to figure it out. Like our problem is, guys, if you really think about it, a big reason why the Panthers are the way that they are today It's because we really have not done great in the draft over the last 10 seasons. Like you can go back the last decade. Outside of J.C. Horn and Derek Brown, who have the Panthers really hit on? There's who
Haven't hit
literally
on nothing, bro.
that was a star. I'm not talking about just a good player or an up and coming player, but if we're talking about a perennial star, who has been a perennial star, maybe top 5 at their position, the Panthers have drafted in the last 10 years.
Well, I
Literally.
mean, you got
I mean,
McCaffrey.
I
You
say this:
drafted
we missed a
McCaffrey.
lot of picks.
But I mean,
I'm gonna
hell,
McCaffrey
say
in the last
Moulton.
10 years.
he's not on the team anymore. I'm
I mean,
saying
yeah,
like,
because we traded him, but
yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
I'm
you
saying
said in the
like,
last 10 years though.
okay, so yeah, I give you Christian McCaffrey, but we can't. Hey, but Carl D, how can I even bank on that? Because your biggest ability is availability, and
Yeah,
Okay,
he
what
always
about
been
Moulton?
injury prone.
What about
he's
Moulton? He's always been top 10 at his
nah
position.
Taylor Moton, nah man,
Top
I
10 in his
can't.
position every year. Hey,
I
didn't he make a
mean,
Pro Bowl
I
too?
mean, ways. Can we say how many we missed
But
on?
Taylor Moton, the first round pick,
I
No.
don't remember
Oh,
that.
you talking about
yeah,
a first round pick? Oh no,
yeah,
no, no. Never mind.
yeah, he
Never
wasn't a
mind. I
first
thought you were
round
talking
pick.
about. I thought you were talking
Hey,
about
ways.
overall. Okay,
Can we
okay.
talk
You talking
about the
about first
players
round.
we missed cause of drafting? I know we missed on
Yeah,
Herbert.
we
I mean, when
missed
we
a
got
lot, and a
J.C.
lot
Horn, we
of
could
those,
have had Michael
Oh, we missed a
Parsons. You know
lot
what
of
I'm
that.
saying?
Then, if we're gonna say that, we missed a
a
lot
lot
of
of
that.
guys not even on the roster anymore that we
Yeah.
drafted. You know, you talk about Jeremy Chin, who we thought was promising. You know that was promising here, man. Brian Burns was somebody that we took. He was great.
Okay.
Yeah, he was solid. 9 sacks, but he still wasn't even ranked in the top 5 DNs in the NFL majority of the time he was here in Carolina. He might
And
have been
wanted to
top
get
10.
paid like one.
Yeah, so I mean, I just don't think that we've done well. But when I'm looking at teams like the Lions, and the Lions, even with all of the injuries that they've had, but they have so much fucking depth on that team because they've done so well in the draft with later round guys, first, second, and third round guys. They have a fucking lot of depth. Montgomery goes down. You have Jahmyr Gibbs, who's still one of the best running backs in the NFL. Wide receiving core, so much depth at the wide receiver at the position. You look at their defense, bro. Their defense have lost arguably their best players on that team all season. Aiden Hutchinson
well,
hasn't been there all year. They got
yeah,
depth.
they've done a great job drafting, and the reason it was a years of process of losing and them getting top draft picks. So
That's true.
the Lions,
But
this has
We,
been a
we, we've
years
been
in
in
the
the top
making for
10
but
every
we
them.
but we
year.
have
Yeah.
two in
No,
on. I
listen
mean,
to
we
that's
Right.
what
have
I'm
two though.
saying. Like
We've been in the
again,
top 10 every year.
we didn't have. Let's just go back the last 5 years, right? We haven't
Go
had a
for it.
first round pick in every 5 years, right? So we didn't have a first round pick. Well, we had
Well,
they
last year
failed
we
at
didn't
the end
have
of the
one
first
because we
round.
traded.
I'm just talking
Yeah.
about top 10 picks. We haven't had that. Top 10 picks,
Yes, we
right?
have.
No, listen to me. Let's look at the 5 years outside of JC Horn, um,
Derek
Aquanu was
Brown.
number 6, and Derek Brown was number 8. That's it. That's it. And oh yeah, Bryce Young. I'm sorry, Bryce Young, number 1, and the jury's still out on him.
So
So
that's what 4.
that's it. That's all we've in the last this five
But that's
years,
that's the
right?
point I'm trying to make. We haven't we haven't
So meaning,
we haven't hit. That's what I'm
but
saying.
but 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 again, that's you never just like when you draft that high, you hope guys work out. You hope them to
Yeah, it's
be
a
impact
crapshoot.
players, right? You know what I'm
Yeah,
Yeah,
saying?
it's a
We
I
hope
I
think
that
mean,
it's
you
a
crapshoot.
that's
got
where you
the
gamble
got to
with
do
Lions
your
have
anybody.
had some
homework, though.
success
It's
in the
always a
draft with
gamble
who
with
they
anybody you
drafted,
take.
but again, they've been drafted high for a long time. Like again, the Lions was historically bad for decades, right? It ain't just
They missed
they
on some draft picks
I
too.
mean, it also helped
I'm
when they
saying they
traded their
they
quarterback and
misdrafted
got
too.
like
But
two
what I'm
first
saying
round
is like
picks.
this has been the making, and what you seeing now has been years and years of in the making with them. You know,
Oh, bro, they turned their stuff around when they drafted high. When they traded their quarterback and ended up getting them two
well
first round
the
picks,
first
they
move that they
started hitting on
made
a whole lot of picks in the later round. Cause St. Brown didn't get
when they
drafted till
traded
like the third or
Started
Matthew
fourth
with
round.
Panay
Stafford.
Sewell. You remember Panay Sewell was like the first cornerstone piece that they drafted
Yeah,
out of
right.
Oregon.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was like top 5, I
Yeah, he
believe.
was a top
A
5
top
Yeah,
pick.
but
5 or top 6. Yeah,
but
he
what
went
was
high.
what you call it? Wasn't he drafted like third or fourth round? I'm talking about the wide receiver that got 6th
Oh yeah,
round.
he was a third
He hit
round
on
Oh,
their
pick.
later
oh,
round
Rose.
picks.
Yeah. He was like
Yeah, he was a late round pick.
You know, you
Yeah,
talk
that's
about they,
what
you know,
I'm saying. Brother saying
third or fourth round.
they picked up good first round picks, but they also hit in the later rounds. You can't just hit in the first round expect to
Yeah,
be great.
yeah,
You got to hit in
that's
them
oh
later
yeah,
fair.
you
rounds
gotta
too.
hit.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that's
saying. You
And
fair.
as
gotta
Panthers
hit.
fans, I can remember the last time we had a consistent good draft. I mean, even with the Cam days, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we can say we got Cam Newton. Then the next year we got
Yeah,
Luke Keith.
it's
After them second,
yeah.
third,
We
fourth
we
round
haven't
picks,
been
I don't
spectacular in
remember
the
their names.
draft, man.
Yeah, we
There's
haven't.
there's never been the you know, we done hit on a few players, but we haven't been consistently good at the draft.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But I'm just saying
so
that's
I
a
mean,
problem or that's a system issue. And a lot of these other
yeah,
teams hit on
absolutely,
them
it's a
picks, like
system
Green Bay
issue.
Packers. They always
Yeah,
find a
yeah,
six or you know what I'm saying, a
The
7th round
Packers,
pick,
they
and they
have
always hit. They got a formula. Our formula
yeah,
is not working. Like my
that's
brother said, when it came to wide receivers, we literally drafted like 3 wide receivers, and I think they all play the
in the
same.
in the in
None of
the,
them
in the
really panned out.
we drafted 3 receivers in the first 3 rounds over the last 5 drafts.
Yeah,
And none of them
And,
panned
absolutely,
out.
we have. And
Hey, the jury's still out on XL. We can't say that.
I mean, bro,
I'm
that's
not
not.
well,
saying
well,
I can't.
I mean,
I can't say it's aspiring, brother. I'll be real with
Well, you
and
still on.
again
We
too,
still
man.
don't
He
know.
he
We
was.
can't.
I
We
mean, he
can't
was
say
drafted
that.
late first round. Like he's not. He wasn't a top 10 talent coming out, right?
you. Yeah,
When he
I
got
know,
Yeah, it
but
drafted.
that's
was.
still we
yeah.
drafted
Yeah, it
them though.
was.
We got
I
drafted.
think we
He
all could
really
say we had
XL
better
really
wide
was supposed to
receivers
get
on the
drafted
board,
in the
but we
second
still
round.
drafted that though.
Now
Yeah,
he right. He definitely should have been a second
he
round
he
pick.
he really a second round pick. You
He
know,
really
He's a
is
Yeah,
a
I mean, I
second
agree
round
with that,
pick. I
but we
mean,
still drafted
it's
them in the first. All I'm
we
saying
yeah,
did.
we
is
Yeah, we
did.
did.
Yeah,
We
we
did.
had better wide receivers, polished wide receivers out there, but we chose
who,
that guy.
who,
I'm just saying.
who. I want to know who, because
Oh,
I've
Lad
only seen
McConkey was
like
still
2
out there.
rookie receivers
Lad
that's
McConkey
doing
was out there.
something this year.
Addison was out
Okay,
there too. I
that's
think.
one. That's one.
Yeah, I like
That's
Addison
one. You
too.
I
said
think
that.
Alex
Where's the other
Addison.
And
one?
I
my
think he
dude
was out
from
there 2 years
Buffalo,
ago.
because we
I know
traded that pick. You know what I'm talking about? The guy from
that
Florida
dude from
State. He was out
Indianapolis
there.
ain't doing nothing.
Who?
I'm just saying we had better polished wide receivers out there. We could have chose. We didn't do that. We
Now
chose the
who? I don't
Who?
think.
same.
I
I'm
think we
asking
should have.
who. You just
I
said
don't
Lad
even think.
McConkey. That's the
I
only
don't
one
even
that's
think in
producing.
last year's draft. I don't even think that we should have made the move, man, for wide receiver. I think we should have
Yeah,
traded
now
for
Okay,
a wide.
but
last year we
let
screwed
me
up.
say
Now
this
last year
about
we
Larry
Yeah, we should
screwed
have
McConkey.
up.
If he
traded
was there and we could have drafted him, why didn't we do it?
because you
Okay,
got to
but that's
He's
remember,
the
the.
only
man.
one
But you keep
producing.
saying more polished receivers. It,
Yeah, there was more
McConkey is the
polished
only
wide receivers
receiver,
out
Yeah, but
there. We
but
McConkey is
always say
basically
McConkey
Leggett
is
is
the
a
only
project.
rookie receiver
he basically
besides
a young
Leggett that's
Adam
doing better
Thielen.
than
That's all
Leggett.
McConkey is a young
Yeah,
Thielen.
I'm just saying he was more polished. Do
Yeah,
I think what
yeah.
y'all got Mary upside, but we can tell he wasn't ready. He wasn't supposed to be our first round pick. I
Well,
think
well,
because
none of
He,
the other receivers who was picked this year is ready. Then I mean, because other than McConkey, ain't no other rookie receiver is producing as good as
okay,
Leggett
but
is
still we
being.
could have had that. That's my point. When it came down
But you
to it,
said other
we didn't
receivers
choose.
though. You
Luke
said other
McCaffrey has
polished
looked pretty
receivers
decent.
that
I
ain't
think
doing
Luke.
that.
See, I don't know about Buffalo Bills. I haven't watched that wide receiver play. You know what I'm talking about
Oh
from
yeah,
Florida
Oh, he
State.
been hurt. He been
Keon
hurt.
Coleman. Yeah, he been hurt. Yeah, he's been
Yeah, he
hurt.
been hurt most of the
Okay,
year.
and Ricky Parcell, he just got back, but I put an asterisk on him because he got shot. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So,
but I will say
but
this,
all I'm
man.
saying
That,
is, if your wide receiver in the first round don't even have 500 yards, I mean, I think that's a big problem, especially
Oh,
when we played the Saints when
so
he got the
them
ball
other,
snatched from him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but
I
but
like,
them
bro.
other,
I like, what are?
but them other, so them
most
other
wide receivers
receivers you
don't take
keep
off in year
claiming.
one, though, man. Like
I'm,
I'm
it's
I'm,
not saying for
and
a
I'm
thousand yards, but for 500 yards, that's what I'm asking
okay.
for. I don't even know he's gonna do that. And like I
Them
said,
other,
we had better wide receivers out there. I mean, I'll be
but
real.
they ain't
Leggett wasn't
doing
my first
nothing
choice.
though. They ain't doing nothing
Well,
neither.
now I'm gonna say this though. Now,
You
who
said
been a
what?
surprise,
Coker.
that the Panthers did,
Coker.
sign was Coker, man. Even though he was an undrafted free agent.
Okay,
That
so
boy
hold
made
on. Let me
he
ask you
made
a
in the
question.
end
To what
zone.
brother said about the other wide receivers. Do you think what's his name? Aiden Mitchell, wherever his name is, from Texas. Do you think he a better wide receiver
Yeah,
than Leggett? Okay, what about the
No,
wide receiver, the fast guy from Texas too?
It's
Do you
hard
think
to
he's better
judge
than?
if he don't have a great
the
quarterback
which
on the
one?
ball. Adonis Mitchell.
Aiden
Adonis
But
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
I think he went to
yeah, but
Philly.
he's been a from
Okay.
what I'm hearing,
I'm
Mitchell's
saying I
been
just named the wide
he's
receivers
been a
out there. Okay. Now I'm gonna name the one that went to Kansas City, the fast one. I can't think of his name. I
no,
ain't good with
he
names.
just speed because they don't even let him go out. They don't even call a lot of
I mean,
pass
what's his
plays to
stats?
him. He
Because I
does a
don't
lot
know
of
his
jet
stats when
sweeps.
it comes down to it. I haven't seen him play like that.
Yeah,
Nah,
they just do a lot of
Adonis,
jet sweeps with
he's
him
yeah. Donnie Mitchell is
and
a
the
lot like
occasional deep pass.
Xavier. He's a lot like
Xavier
Xavier
Worthy.
Worthy, man. They're more of a gadget wide receivers and
Yeah.
take off the top wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, again, I can't.
Okay, then I named
I
Larry
won't. I'm not
McConkey.
even
We know
judging.
Larry McConkey is better.
I'm not even
Oh,
judging
I'm gonna give you
Leggett.
that.
I'm not even judging Leggett against his peers. Like that's not what I'm saying, man. Like I just think that I'm not saying I don't know if he can be the number one receiver for what the Panthers need right now. The Panthers need
I
a
mean, I think
star.
he's a high end number two. Can
Yeah,
I say
like
that? He a high end number two.
yeah, like the Panthers need a star at the wide receiver position. Like you got to get somebody game changing. That's what this roster lacks star power. It lacks it, man. Like it doesn't have star power. You need like
Well, we got to start running back now.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, that's fine, man. That's good. That's a good place to build on. But you also know that you got to be able to throw the ball. You got to be able to throw the ball, man, and you need somebody that can create separation when Bryce Young gets in trouble. They can win one on one, preferably a bigger target. Like to me, T. Higgins is the perfect person to come and fix those woes of the Carolina Panthers.
But he gonna be wanting too much money that we
And
don't
so
have.
what? Hey, that's the thing.
So
So it
we
ain't
gotta.
no.
So what we gonna give JC?
What? Listen, man. Let me tell you. If you got to
He
tag
just
JC for
franchise
another
tag
year,
him.
whatever you got to do, but you need
Really?
to go and get. You need to go get you a star wide
So
receiver.
you gonna pay T Higgins an injury prone receiver?
Not that injury
All the
prone.
money.
This is
I
about
mean,
the
they both
first.
injury
This is
prone,
about
He
the
but
has
first
been
season he's
injury
really
prone. He
been
injury
hurt.
prone last year and this year.
T. Higgins, and he's still
I
been
mean, both
balling.
of
That's
them
the
injury
crazy
prone
part
to be
about it.
honest with
Come,
Yeah, like I mean, hell, he more
come
injury
on,
prone than
man.
what we got
Dude,
right now.
so you willing to pay him top receiver? You willing to pay him Justin Jefferson at money?
I wouldn't pay him Justin
And we
Jefferson
already
money.
complain. But I'm saying though, the crazy thing, we already complain about paying injured players, and you want to bring in an injured player and pay him top end money.
I'm not worried about T. Higgins' injury history because it hasn't been
Okay.
enough for me to be worried about it. Like
All
he
right.
still played majority of this season. Like
He been out. He was out half
and
of
if
the
you
season. Did you
and if
not?
you look at
Did you
if you
not
look
watch
at his
Did you not pay attention to Bengals?
but if you look at his number, if you look at how he's done, and he's the second option. You have to remember something. T. Higgins is the second option in Cincinnati, and he still manages to get. I think last year he went for 1,000 yards when Jamar Chase was hurt. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, he went for 1,000 yards last season when Jamar Chase
But
was
it's
hurt
also
last year.
the system though. They are a passing system, so of course he's going to get his yardage in Cincinnati because they pass a lot.
But the point that I'm trying to make to you, Carl D, is that you need that. You need 1,000 yard wide receiver
Not for the
on
money
this
he
roster.
going not for all that money he's going to ask for.
This is the NFL. You got to understand.
I know it's the NFL, but my God, we need help everywhere else. We don't need to spend all that money on one player
But Carl D, think
that
about
gets
it
hurt.
though.
That gets
And again,
hurt.
I'm not trying to change your mind, but listen to what I'm saying. You've missed. Well, I ain't gonna say you missed because again, Leggett, we don't know yet. But I'm starting
No,
to
I ain't talking about.
lean
I mean,
more. I'm
I'm
leaning
taking
towards
Leggett
him
out of
being
it. I'm
more of
just
a
saying
number two.
the money
That's
part is
what
what
I'm
I'm
leaning. That's
saying.
what I'm leaning more towards. I think that he has a solid number two potential. He can be the T. Higgins to who somebody else is right there at number one. I'm not from what I saw this year, and again, it's his rookie season, but he's struggling with drops, and I need to see that
Yeah,
improve going into next year. So that's
I understand. I'm not saying
but with
Leggett be
Bryce
number
Young
one. My problem
ascending,
is just paying somebody like T. Higgins all that money. I mean, we can find somebody. It got to be another option.
I mean, to
Nah, I
me,
don't
what
think
do you
it
mean?
get another option
There ain't
out
no
here.
another
I
option.
mean, I fuck
Ain't
with it
ain't
because it
ain't
is the truth when
dang,
it
what's
comes
the
down to
receiver
it.
name?
I mean, midways, could we say this? If you let's just say we do get T Higgins,
T.
and he
Higgins
no
right
excuses for
now.
Bryce not to be successful. Can I
I
say that?
want to tell y'all. Let me tell y'all his stats right now, guys. For those that don't think that this guy is balling, right? T. Higgins this season, even with missing as many games he had
Mm-hmm.
700. He had 727 yards, 7 touchdowns. Now, remind you, think about this. Jamar Chase is leading the NFL in touchdowns, right? He's leading the league in touchdowns for a wide receiver. He has 15, probably plus. T. Higgins has 7 as a number 2.
Uh-huh.
The, these are crazy number 2 numbers.
But that's a
58
passing
receptions,
offense.
70,
All they do is pass.
727 yards, and 7
All
TDs.
they do is pass.
I don't. What you mean? Like this is
All Cincinnati do is pass. They scheme is passing the ball. If Jamar ain't open, throw it to T Higgins. If T Higgins ain't open, you throw it to Jamar. That's their system. That's Cincinnati system. I've been watching it. Of course, T
but
Higgins going to get his in Cincinnati. I'm just saying, if he come here, well, then again, it depends on how Canales' system is. I was gonna say if Canales decide to keep feeding Cuba more, then that would take away from
Well,
Higgins'
I mean,
numbers.
we know that
But I don't know.
our mentality is run first, right? We know that. So it's not Cincinnati's system. We know that, but what we're saying is this: we need a receiver because every team in the NFL, you need a true number one receiver to make those plays when we do throw the ball. And this goes back. I forgot who said this earlier. Like the Panthers, when we've been winning consistently football, we've ran the ball first and made the passes and the catches when we had to throw the ball. So it's not going. We're not going to turn into a passing team where you gonna see Bryce throw for 300-400 yards, every week. You're not gonna see that. So if Higgins come here, we just need a guy that consistently can make plays at the wide receiver position. That way, when we do throw the ball, because we're gonna run the ball first. That's what we're gonna do.
oh yeah.
It's time
Mm-hmm.
to do throw the ball, we know we got a guy that can create mismatches, right? And also go make the tough catches, when the big catches or like game winning drives where okay, we know we can hit, this guy's
I have a point
consistent.
to follow up on that too. Every good team in the NFL has done it. They paid a big receiver or they've traded for a big receiver. The Eagles did it. They went to go get AJ Brown from Tennessee. The Buffalo Bills, they did it. They went to go get a Stephon Diggs. Then they went to go get an Amari Cooper. Like everybody, Houston, they did it. They went to go get a Stephon Diggs to team up with a Nico Collins and Tank Dell. Man, all my prayers and condolences, man, to Tank Dell, y'all. I really hope that injury he has, man, is not career ending. It was a gruesome. I don't know if you guys saw it yesterday,
Uh-uh.
but man, it was a gruesome injury to Tank Dell, man. It had CJ Stroud in tears on the field, man.
What happened?
That's a
He
scene.
snapped his
That's
leg
a
or something?
that's a scene that you don't ever want to see on the football, man. A grown man crying over his teammate, man. Now his knee got caught up, man, and it buckled back, man. It was horrible,
Oh
man. If
shit.
y'all can pull it up
I've seen
and
worse.
see it on y'all end, man. But
Uh,
it was a horrible injury, man. And I'm just praying that he can still come back and play football after that because it was horrific, man. It was terrible.
he'll
I
probably be
can't
able to
even.
play.
Yeah, but
I mean, I've seen worse.
yeah, it was
I uh, I understand. I understand what
like
you're saying,
you have
Waves.
to do it. You
I
have to
understand
do it.
what you're saying, but I don't.
Like
I don't. I wouldn't mind having T if he don't ask for so much money, man. Because
man,
we
but bro,
we
this is the
already tight.
NFL.
We
That's the
already
whole point of
tight
him.
with money.
Listen, if he
Carl,
wasn't
what you
asking for
think?
much
Carl,
money,
what
he
what
wouldn't
you
leave
think that we
Cincinnati.
should what's fair enough to pay him? What would you if you was the GM? What's a good deal to get T Higgins come? What would you offer him? To come here. What per year? What's a
Okay,
good? What would you take?
what is Justin? What is Justin making right now?
Well, he's not
Uh,
gonna make Justin Jefferson money.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no. I'm gonna give you my
Justin make
thing.
about
I
one
need
forty. He making 140.
yeah. Jefferson is
140. What's
140.
Yeah.
that per year? What's that per
It's
year?
110 guaranteed for 4 years. So you do the math. 110 over 4 years.
Okay. Let's see. I
I
would
mean, I
give
think he get like
him.
over 100, probably
I'm giving
110.
T. Higgins 4 years,
Wait a minute. What?
110. I'm giving him 4 years, 110 with 90 million guaranteed.
Okay. Okay. Now that's a little bit reason. Now that's reasonable.
Like to me, that's
Yeah,
that's
that's reasonable. That's reasonable.
if
Okay, so yeah, we
maybe
give him that.
maybe he wants 115. I would even go up to 115. I'm giving T. Higgins 115, 4 years, 90 million guaranteed.
Would you backload it to try to?
No,
Would
no,
you try to
man,
talk
give
him
him his
into
Depends
money.
on him.
backloading a little bit?
Yeah, it depends on what he wants. But to me, that's a contract offer that like I think is very much reasonable for his
Okay.
production as a number two wide receiver,
Okay.
and
Got
you know, obviously with some of his
And
injury
two,
history.
he's still young too, man. T. Higgins ain't nothing but I think 25.
Yeah,
So you
25, 26 years
you know
old.
what I'm saying? So he's young, so barring injury, he got a long career left of him. So, you know, and we build it, man. And again, if we can get him for a good price and a deal that makes sense, like, y'all just stated, we got to go do it, man. We need a true number one. We know we need defensive help too. But as I've been saying, everything is not gonna happen this offseason, guys. We can't do everything that we need because we got a lot of holes to fill, right? So we get a number one receiver if Higgins available. Because he gonna be a free agent. I don't think the Bengals they might try to resign. I don't know because again they got to pay Jamar Chase.
Nah, they
So
they own are too cheap.
Yeah,
He's the cheapest in the
yeah,
league.
they ain't gonna be
they
able to
can't
pay
pay both.
both of them, right?
Yeah,
With the
they can't pay
money.
both.
So yeah, this is be his last year at Cincinnati. So he gonna be a free agent.
I mean, it just depends
And
if he wants to come here too. That's
yeah,
when it comes
absolutely.
down
That's
to it.
that's 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 a
So,
big
I
question
mean, he
too.
may ask us a
Yeah, he
lot more
might not
money
even
because
want
I
all
do
about the
believe
money.
like
He
New
want to go
York
to a winner.
or maybe somebody else could possibly be in the running for him, but it just depends when it
But
comes down to it.
what I'm saying with you is that like the Panthers need to put themselves in position to be able to make it irresistible for him to come here. Like you
I
need,
agree. I
like
agree with
you have to go all in. Like again, I know what you're saying, Big Bro, is true. You're right. Everything is not going to be done in one off season, but to add that cornerstone piece, like now, while Bryce is ascending, that's only going to help this team get better. But
Absolutely.
every team while they've ascended, they've made some kind of trade like that to help them improve. They've done that. Like you have to be able to like the Panthers problem has always been, if you really think about it, the Panthers never really signed a premier free agent. Like literally, if you really think about it, like they've never really landed a premier free agent. Maybe like when the free agency rankings come out, like they always have them to rank 1 through 100. The Panthers never really landed one of those top guys, man, in the top 10 in free agency. They always settle for these second and third tier guys. You know what I'm saying? They've always done that. They stop being fucking cheap. Go and get you somebody that has proven that you know that can win.
wait, ways.
What?
You know, this is a Southern Mafia mentality. You know that.
Yeah, but
We
that's
don't
the
like paying for
problem.
nothing.
That shit
I
needs to
agree. I
change.
agree what
Like,
you're saying, but we don't like paying.
yeah, that shit has to fucking change, man. You got to stop being so fucking cheap and start paying people what they want so that people will come here. Because you're not going to get
I
anybody to
agree with
come.
that.
Nobody's going to come to Carolina just off the strength. Like that's just not happening. Like you're
No,
not going.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's not going to
again,
happen. So
it's a
you got to
lot.
offer the cash.
We got to I think we're gonna have the cap space, to make an offer on him. Again, a lot of it depend, guys, is that if he want to come and play with Bryce Young, the team. I mean, that's been our issue. The reason why we haven't landed premier free agents is because allowing we want to pay him. But again, guys, Carolina is not a destination that has been a destination that guys wanna come and play here. Um, it just hasn't been. So we'll see how this offseason. I think the way the moves that they've made. We looking up to have a lot of cap space next year. Going to the offseason. Um, so I think Dan we'll be in a position to make a strong offer to him because he's gonna hit free agency. He's the number one free agent out, so it ain't gonna be just us in the running. It's gonna be other teams that's better than us that's gonna be able to make a offer for him as well. So Guys. I mean, I hope he comes here. He got. I think he went to Clemson.
Yeah,
He
he's
got
from
some
yeah,
ties
he
here.
got some ties
Towards this
here.
way. So it might be he might want to come back to the Carolinas. Hopefully, but we do need we need receiver help. That's undeniable. Thielen is older. Um, you know, I think having him, finish his career here, will help these young guys. Because again, he's a veteran that knows the game, seen a lot. He can continue to help these young guys develop. So having him, with a Higgins, and even having XL, man. I mean, XL can he can develop, to a strong number two, man. Again, you got two good solid receivers,
Hey,
like a team like
I ain't meaning to cut. I ain't
Well,
meaning to cut you off though, but I gotta say this. I think that if Bryce Young continues to play the way that he's doing, team players are gonna want to come and play with him. Like
yeah. I mean,
I really believe that.
yeah,
I think that
absolutely.
if he finishes the season off as strong as he does, listen, other teams is watching that shit, man.
oh
Like,
yeah, there,
and
yeah.
then you gotta remind yourself too. Bryce is an off platform thrower, man. He's an extender. Wide receivers
Yeah.
love quarterbacks that can extend plays. You know what I'm saying?
Because they
So
be open, because they get them open more.
exactly. So listen, if they can show that, and the Panthers can show that they've won, they're not listen. Right now in the draft order, we're sitting at number 7. Right? We're not. We're far from the worst team in the NFL anymore. Like we're not.
Thank
We're not
God.
there. Like we're not. We're not the worst team in the NFL anymore. I think that there's a lot of bad teams in the NFL this year. So again, the Panthers are showing they seeing how Chuba Hubbard having 1,000-yard runner helps free agents make decisions. They see
Yep.
how good the interior of the offensive line has been.
Oh
Listen,
yeah.
the money we spent on those guards this past offseason was worth every fucking penny.
Well,
Lewis,
Yeah, definitely it's paid off, man. Definitely
yeah,
paid off.
Lewis and Hunt have been like you can argue them as the two best guard combo in the league, man. Those guys
they
have been
are. I
yeah,
think they are.
those guys, and guess who Chuba has been running behind? Right behind a big ass.
Exactly.
Right.
And
So
you,
there the future is bright here, and a young player like T. Higgins, who's maybe not ring chasing right now because he's only 26 years old. So maybe he's not and this is going to be his first big contract. You have to remember that this is T. Higgins' first big contract. So most wide receivers that are their top receivers, they make it to their second and third contract. So I mean, maybe he's not ready to chase the title right now. Maybe he's really trying to chase the bag, which I think he should. He's still young enough to do it. Not do
yeah.
it. The Panthers are going to have to make it irresistible for him. Like you have to offer him a deal that's going to subsede whatever. But you know what that's going to show? Think about what it's going to show. You're showing the fan base that you are trying to win now. You're showing the locker room that you're trying to improve this roster with the young weapons that you have in the upcoming, because we know Chuba Hubbard is going to be him. You know that Bryce Young is starting to play at a better level, and you also know that you have a good young tight end in Jatavian Stevenson and Tommy Tremble, and Leggett can at least be a solid number 2. So the youth movement is here, and it's starting to equate to more wins. You already have double the wins that you had last season.
Mm-hmm.
So free agents may look at that. And then on top of that, man, Canales say what you want to say about Canales, but he's a team coach.
Yep.
He's a team coach guy. He's a guy that the players, I haven't heard any rumors about the players not saying anything about him. He's a team guy. So the locker room chemistry, man, and the free agents seeing the Panthers making moves for T. Higgins, I'm telling you, man, that shit can attract pieces. And then all of a sudden, maybe this rebuild is sped up, a year or two earlier than what it's supposed to be. But you cannot be cheap. You got to go all in, and you got to show not just the world that you're trying to be better, the locker room that you're trying to be better, but also this fan base. Stop bringing in these number 2 and 3, 4 guys and show the fucking fan base that you're trying to win. Go all out, spend the check. I don't give a fuck how much it costs. Listen, teams go all in all the time. The salary cap can be manipulated. The salary cap is just a fucking number. I done seen teams spend hella money on free agency and didn't have no money. So
That's called New Orleans.
yeah. So the Saints is a
Yeah, but
prime
they paying
example.
for it though. They paying like hell.
But the problem
Yeah, I
is,
mean, he finally caught up. But that's what he's saying, though, bro. My fault, bro.
Yeah, I know
Go
what
ahead.
he's saying.
yeah, like it's you can't worry about that shit, man. Listen, if it impact you later on down the road, whatever, but at least start to make some moves to show that you're trying to turn a corner, not just
Yeah, they're
tiptoe
market.
around
He's
the
going to do
corner,
that.
but
I
turn it.
think I honestly
He's
Hey,
going to
think
do
Big
that,
Ways,
man.
I'm gonna have to jump off, but
Now
I
go
will
ahead,
say
young
this: if
dog.
they get T Higgins, I'm fine with it. But also the big point of what you're saying, I know you was already said, but we have to draft well, not in the first round. We got to hit on some of those picks. We got 10 picks.
Well, we
If we
absolutely.
move up, I'm cool with it, but we got to at least try to hit on 2 to 3 so we can cover. You know what I'm saying? Help this defense out, or get a center or something like in the 5th or 6th round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For the future,
absolutely.
but
You got to think about it right now. The Panthers are probably going to finish with maybe the number 7, number 8 pick, like we always have. We always finish. Seems like at the end, you know, of the tens. Like it
yeah.
just seems what to happen. So if you're sitting there, you don't panic. You stay where you're at. You draft the best player available. Defensive
Yeah.
line. If it's the defensive end from Penn State, if I've heard the defensive end from Tennessee, it could be the defensive tackle from Michigan. There's a lot of guys that
Makes sense.
are high up there for defensive. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If Will Johnson is sitting there at number 8, I wouldn't be mad at that. You have a corner. You will have another young corner that you can put opposite of, and maybe you build this thing from outside to in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be mad if the Panthers, if Will Johnson from Michigan was sitting right there, and the Panthers made that move at number 8, because you need everything on defense. There's not one position more important than the other right now. Like you need a little bit of everything. I think every room on the defensive side of the ball needs help. I think the safety room, Xavier Woods is getting
Oh,
old. He's
I would
getting
be
old.
man, you know what? If we can get rid of Xavier, that'll have they give us extra money too.
Yeah, like he's getting older, man. You got to start thinking about his long term replacement there. Like, you got some decisions to make, and I think that, like, to me, offensively, if I'm investing in anything, it's I'm going to get a free agent wide receiver. I'm paying him whatever he asks for. I don't even care. Like, I'm literally when free agency starts, I'm literally on the phone already with T Higgins representatives. Listen, we're going to offer you X amount of money right now. We're going to make you a maybe top 5 at your position. You probably won't be 1, 2, or 3, but you'll probably be 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Which you got to do that. You have to do that to improve that room. And again, you're not you're pitching to him like, listen, Bryce Young has improved. You see his improvement. He's only going to get better from here. You get what I'm saying? He's this offensive line is solid. It's played. The tackle play hasn't been great, but overall, the offensive line has done its job this season for me. Like, there's some shit that we can pick at here and there, but overall, the offensive line has had a solid season. I'm not mad at the season that the O line has had overall. Like, yeah, Bryce took some hits, maybe he was supposed to, but you can blame some of that stuff on holding the ball too long. There's a lot of things we can blame it on, but overall, the offensive line has played well. They had to play well enough because Chuba Hubbard ran for over 1,000 yards. So, I mean, again, it's the Panthers are there. They're getting to a point where they're starting to turn a corner. You can see that the corner is beginning to just a little bit. It's starting to just wind up. It's like when you about to throw that gut punch, but you just like right cocking it back. Like, they're at the point where they're beginning to cock, and soon they'll be able to release it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they're getting to where they need to be. And again, these last couple of weeks have shown. I know I've been hard on the Panthers. I'm always gonna be hard on the Panthers because I want to see wins, and that's what we got done today. 2 more games left in the season, guys. I think we are at the Bucks next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This is the last home game. We got the Bucks. We got Atlanta. Finish
Yeah.
up. I think we can get one of these wins, man. And
What's happening in
again,
that Bucks game right now? What are they looking like?
they
Who
losing
they
13 to
playing?
7, man.
They're
Who
losing
they playing?
13-7 to Dallas. So yeah.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
New draft order. I want to get y'all. I want to get Big Bro and Carl D. I want to get y'all opinion on something before I let everybody go.
Oh,
So
okay.
the updated draft order. I want to hear what you guys think is going to happen here. So The Raiders have completely taken themselves out of the top five with their win today. So they're not even in the top five anymore. Right now, the New York Giants are sitting as the worst team in the NFL at 2-13. Do they go Shador number one overall?
Yeah,
It's gonna be
it's gonna be a
Shador, Cam
quarterback.
Ward, man. I
Yeah, it's gonna
mean,
be a quarterback.
we know that, right? We know it's gonna be one of the other, man. They got a young receiver, neighbors. So they don't need, they don't need a Travis Hunter or, um, they don't need that. They need a QB. The
Yeah,
Giants, Drew Lock was their starting quarterback today. Um, so that says it right there. They need a QB, and unless they again, only way I don't see them drafting a QB number one is unless they go try to trade for. I mean, may
Trade
go get
back.
a Kirk Cousins or something. But
They said
but
the Falcons already reported that they're going to cut Kirk Cousins at the end of the season.
yeah, that's what came out today or
Yeah.
this weekend. But I again, they need a QB. And Cam Ward or Shador Sanders. I feel like I said this when Bryce and CJ came out. I feel like you can't go wrong with either one of them. I like both of their games.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
Shador is
Shador
true
is,
pocket passer. Cam Ward does bring an element of running in
yeah, he
there.
does.
So he's a little bit more elusive than Shador, but
He is.
Shador
He is.
accurate. He gonna stand in the pocket, man, and make some throws. So again, either one of them can get drafted. They'll go
I
there.
think
Who number
Shador is
two?
better just by a little bit. Just a little bit, not by much, but if I'm sitting number one and I'm the New York Giants, I think I'm taking Shador over Cam Ward. Like
Yeah,
I think I would, and
you
again,
know,
I, I think that's what's going to be the only reason why is
yeah,
because Shador is going to put ass in seats too.
yeah,
You know,
that's true too.
Shador, if he goes to New York, y'all best believe y'all about to see him take over the Big Apple. He's going to be the face
well, it's
of that
it's a
city.
media market. They, his dad done showed him the way, man, how
Yeah,
to, create, media and exposure and character and stuff, man. So, you know, I can see him going to New York with no problem, man. Who number two right now?
the New England Patriots sitting at 3-12. They definitely going Travis.
Yeah. Now, okay, number two, Patriots. They just drafted their quarterback Drake May. So we know they're not going QB. So
Ooh, the Jaguars at 3. What do you think that they doing?
Oh man, the Jack. Oh,
What you
they're gonna
think,
be
Jack? They
mad.
might trade back. They might
No,
trade back.
I heard they wanted Travis.
well, if Travis is not there, if Travis is not
What do
there,
they do?
Oh
if
man,
Travis is
that
not
is a good
there
one.
at number three, then
I
yes,
think they
they're
go.
taking Travis Hunter.
Will Johnson.
They going Will Johnson. I think that they going Will Johnson from
Yeah,
Michigan.
because they need another corner to go
They
with that
do.
guy they drafted 2 years. Was
Listen,
it last year?
yeah,
Um,
Brian Thomas is it. They have their number one wide receiver. They have that. And
yeah.
Tank Bigsby showed a lot this year. I expect Trevor Etienne to get traded too soon.
Really?
I do.
Really?
I expect Trevor Etienne to get
Wow.
because Tank
He's
Bigsby has shown this season he's on a rookie deal. Etienne contract coming up soon.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
right. I forgot. Wait a
yeah,
minute. I thought
his
he came in with a
yeah,
year with Trevor, didn't he?
yeah,
Or
he
did
was
he
a year
have?
after Trevor.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so his contract is coming up soon. I can see them potentially letting him walk, man, and they just go with Tank Bisbee, as they run it
Oh
back.
well,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think with Jacksonville at 3, if they're sitting right there, man, I think Carl D hit it on the money, man. I think that they go Will Johnson. Tennessee Titan at 4, they're going Cam Ward. They're
Yeah,
going quarterback. Will Levis
yeah,
is
they're
not.
gonna go. Yeah, they're gonna go quarterback. Yeah,
And
they.
if they're not going, if for whatever reason Cam Ward is not on the board, which I don't see, the Patriots not going quarterback. I think Travis Hunter's going 2. I think Will Johnson is probably going 3, and Cam Ward will probably be at 4. So I would say that if Cleveland is sitting there at number 5, they're going quarterback too.
You know
You said
Cleveland gonna.
Cleveland.
You know they're gonna
Cleveland is
draft a
going.
quarterback
They
in the
go.
first round.
They at number 5. They're going quarterback too, and I don't know if
They,
it's going to be Quinn Ewers I don't know if it because again, I think it's a big drop off in quarterbacks after the
It
first two.
is. No, you
It's a
know who
big
I
drop off. It's a big
you know
drop
who I
off.
see them. You know who I see Cleveland going at quarterback.
Yeah, let me
What's his
see.
name? What's his name from Alabama?
Cool,
Jalen
Milrow.
Milrow.
Yeah, because his name has. I heard his name has went up a little bit in the draft stuff. I can see
Let me.
Cleveland doing that.
Cleveland QB.
Oh, hold on. They put out a mock draft with the rankings. I'm gonna let y'all know what they got. Uh, hold on. Let me go back. This is who they got. Hold on. So they got coming into today. They had when the Raiders were still number pick. They had the Raiders taking Shador number one. They had the Giants taking no, they had Cam Ward going number one, and this is USA Today's mock draft. The New York Giants taking Shador Sanders, so Shador is probably the favorite for the Giants. Then at three, they had New England taking Travis Hunter, like we said,
Yeah.
and then the Jaguars they had them taking Mikael Williams, the edge from Georgia, which that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I
they,
guess,
and they had
but
the
I still
Panthers
see.
taking Abdul Carter from Penn State.
Oh yeah, when we was number 4.
Oh, they
Dang,
got the Tennessee Titans. They don't got the Titans taking a quarterback, man. They got
what
the
they
Titans
got?
taking. They got them taking McMillan from Arizona, the wide receiver.
But they got but don't they have
Yeah, they do need wide receiver help.
yeah,
They,
but they need a quarterback. Well, I guess they unless they try to do like
yeah,
they
man.
did last year,
You
get one
can't
in the
stick
second
with.
round.
But to their point, it's a big drop off at quarterback. I don't think no other quarterback is worth going in the top 10 after those two. Like I just don't, man. Dylan Gabriel, I think he's really undersized. I mean, again, maybe in the right
But I think
system,
ain't he coming back? Ain't he going back to Oregon? I heard he was going back.
yeah, he might be going back.
And Dart is going back. Wait a minute, or is he a
Jackson Dart,
junior?
yeah,
Jackson
Jackson
Dart,
Dart.
ain't he going back, or is he a senior?
I don't know. Jalen Milrow to me needs to go back for 1 year. I
Me
think,
too, but
he needs
but
to
I
go
heard
back
he
for
coming
1 year
out.
to help his stock. And then what's your quarterback from Ohio State? Will Howard. Is he coming out this year?
Not that I don't think. I think on the other day on the broadcast they said he was coming back.
Oh, they got Cleveland taking Mason Graham from Michigan.
Oh,
They got the Jets, man, taking Jalen Walker from Georgia. They got two Georgia linemen going in the top 10. And
mm-hmm.
they got the Chicago Bears taking offensive line Will Campbell. Will Campbell is arguably the best lineman in college football, man, out of LSU. Um, they have the New Orleans Saints, man, taking James Pierce from Tennessee.
That's the pass rusher, ain't it?
Yeah, this is a defensive draft. And then they got the Dolphins taking Malik Starks out of Georgia, the safety. At number 11, they got the Colts taking Shamar. Man, listen, this first round is a defensive draft. This is going
Yeah,
to be a
so somebody gonna fall in that laps.
yeah. This is a defensive draft. This is a defensive draft. I'm letting everybody know that heading into April, guys, this is a defensive draft. Seriously, they got
Yeah,
defensive players going, and they got Will Johnson falling all the way to the Bengals, man, at 13, which is crazy.
yeah, it is. What about your What he got? Do they even got what's the name, the running back? Even in the first round, is he gonna make the
Genty,
first round? Yeah.
let me see. I think they had him going to Dallas.
Oh well, yeah, that would be a spot for him.
Yeah, Dallas they need a running back.
Yeah, that would be yeah.
Yeah, they got the Cowboys taking Genty at 14.
Oh,
Yeah. So, all right, man. So the last question, man, we're gonna get up off of this thing, man. Michael Penix started today for the Falcons. How did you guys think how he looked? Left-handed quarterback. Penix era is underway in Atlanta, man. What did y'all fellas think about that?
I haven't really seen him. I mean, I need to go watch. I mean, from the highlights I seen, he look okay. Nothing to nothing to be get so nothing that says CJ Stroud's first season in them, but I don't know. I guess I need to go watch some more and see.
Yeah, big bro, what you thought about Penix's performance today? I don't know if you had a chance to see it.
You said who?
He
What'd you
said
say?
Michael Penix.
Shit.
Penix. Yeah, Penix. You know, I think Penix did solid today, man. I think he had like 208 passing. Watch some highlights. You know, Penix. I mean, they drafted him for the future, man. So you got to get a kid to play. They gave him a lot of short throws today. Um, but I think he got potential to be one of the ones, man. Again, you know, he can learn from Kirk Cousins. He sat back and learned this season. Through these first 14 weeks, 15 weeks, however long it was, man. And he came out today, man. He looked like a QB man that been able to watch the game. Some of the throws that he made and reading coverages. So I like Pennis, man. I think he got a bright future, man. Atlanta, they got young talent. Same route that we trying to go. They got some young talent there, man, and hopefully they can put it together.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll tell y'all, man, what I thought about Penix, man. I think Atlanta has found him one, man. He just has, great composure, man. Doesn't really get rattled, which I think that's one of Shador Sanders' biggest traits is that he doesn't get rattled. And in the NFL, you got to be like that, man. Somebody, man, that really doesn't get rattled in the NFL too, even when they make a lot of mistakes, man, is Geno Smith. I watched him today against the Vikings, man. The Seahawks got a up upset over Minnesota, man, to keep their playoff
Oh,
chances
they
alive.
won. Oh, so they
Yeah,
did win. Oh, wow.
yeah, it was about 3, I think. They pulled an upset there, man, and got a big win over Minnesota. Shout out to Sam Darnold, man. Sam Darnold has been playing his ass off in
Yeah,
Minnesota. And
yes.
I think that if the Vikings were smart, I would lock Sam Darnold up to a long-term deal. I know you got the rookie
With
quarterback. I get that you drafted the quarterback last year, but I think it'll be foolish, man, to let Sam Darnold walk.
I think they are. I think they're gonna let him walk because they're gonna be afraid that he gonna cost too much. So they're
Yeah,
gonna be like, "What the heck? We might as well go with the man we drafted."
yeah. But man, I'm about to get up off here, Carl D. Man, listen, appreciate everybody. Listen, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Listen, I know everybody's been asking me, man, to be more consistent with the content. And listen, I get it, I understand it, I respect it. Life just has not allowed me the time to be as consistent as I would like to be, especially during the week, man. But my goal is, guys, in 2025, and I'm keeping my word with this, man, is to really put more energy, time, and attention, man, to making this channel pop. I'm not where I want to be with the channel, man. I want to be able to have more time to make this channel grow and also give y'all as much content as y'all possibly can, man. I appreciate the love that y'all continue to show. When the Panther season is over, we will start beginning doing some mock drafts. Um, we'll start probably bringing back the player profiles and start talking about different potential players when the Panthers have their final draft position. We also talk about free agents, man, different free agents that we can target, going into next season. We start talking about salary cap, man, and all the off-season stuff, man, and before the season starts to quiet down. So we'll get into all of that, obviously, man, as the season goes along. But as promised, and I promised it to you guys that I was going to be live after every game this Panther season, man. So we're going to continue to do it. We got 2 more left. Hopefully the Panthers can finish the season strong, man. I think they'll at least win one of the next 2 games, man, to finish the year off strong. And hey, man, listen, we're heading in the right direction. That's all that I can say. We're heading in the right direction. We're heading to a place where we can start to make some things happen, and that's the caveat of it all. We're heading in the right direction. So build this thing, man, brick by brick. You got to start making better decisions. You got to start showing the fruits of the labor of everything that we gave up for Bryce, everything that We're going to continue to spend in free agencies. Like, we got to start seeing this stuff pan out with more wins. But 4 wins is more than what you had last year. So we just got to keep building. We'll keep building, man. And we'll see how this Dan Morgan and Dave Canales regime continues to help this team head on the up and up, man. So until next time, man, listen, everybody, listen, have a merry, merry fucking Christmas, man, to everybody out there that celebrates it. Have a merry motherfucking Christmas, guys. Enjoy your family. Be blessed, man, that you're around, loved ones during the holidays, guys. Tomorrow ain't never promised for any of us, man. So everybody enjoy their holiday. Be safe. Don't be out here drinking and driving and all of that shit, man, and get fucked up. Be smart about everything you do. Christmas games come on Christmas Day. So please make sure that you are where you're supposed to be and watching some good old football on Christmas Day. So till next week, man, we at Tampa Bay. See you guys next time. Life is just a wave, baby.